Hi everyone, my name is Maya Aman and I'm a first-year medical student at the Medical College of Georgia, and I'll be giving this week's COVID-19 update on March 28th, 2021. In Georgia, we are slowly approaching a total of 850,000 cases and 17,000 deaths. Nationally, total cases has surpassed 30 million, and there is an increase of about 6,000 deaths since last week. 44 states have reported an uptick in cases despite increased vaccination efforts, with some states lifting the mask mandate and spring break travel creating hotspots for mass gathering. Public health officials urge states to not let their guards down just yet and maintain mask and social distancing protocols as vaccinations continue to roll out. In some good news, we are seeing vaccination rates go up, with about 55 million doses administered in the U.S. and about 350,000 doses in Georgia since last week. We're seeing about 2 million doses administered daily as reported by CDC, which is great news. About 19% of the U.S. population age 18 and up are fully vaccinated, and at least 91 million people in the U.S. have received their first dose. In the news today, on Monday afternoon, March 22nd, a mass shooting took place in a King Soopers grocery store in Boulder, Colorado. 10 victims were killed in this shooting, including the store manager and a responding police officer. This will now be the 7th mass shooting in the past 2 weeks in the United States, and President Biden has responded by calling for stricter gun laws this past Tuesday. He has specifically called for the banning of assault weapons and high-capacity weapons, as well as the closing of loopholes in the U.S. background check system. This is a difficult and fearful time in the U.S., and our hearts go out to the friends and families directly affected by these tragedies. Governor Brian Kemp has announced that all Georgians 16 and older will be eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine this past Thursday, March 26th. This is truly exciting news as the state continues to streamline vaccines to the public. Currently, Georgia has received 450,000 vaccines, including first and second doses this past week, and those receiving the vaccine will be given the Pfizer vaccine. We highly encourage residents of Georgia to schedule your vaccine appointments in your local pharmacies or through the Department of Public Health, and have attached a link below in the description that will lead you to current open vaccine locations. On Tuesday, the Ever Given container ship has lodged itself in Egypt's Suez Canal, causing a massive blockage of one of the world's busiest trade routes, with more than 300 ships stuck on either side of the blockage. This has forced some ships to reroute around Africa, around the Cape of Good Hope, and resulted in the loss of about $9.6 billion in goods each day. Currently, about 18 meters of sand has been dredged up around the ship in an effort to free the ship from the sand and mud. But now, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has ordered for preparations to be made for the unloading of cargo from the Ever Given, in hopes of refloating the ship to dislodge it from the canal. Now for some good news. Churches in Atlanta have aided in the state's vaccination efforts by holding vaccine drives and providing local communities with COVID-19 resources. With African Americans and Hispanics in Georgia getting vaccinated at disproportionately lower rates, community-based outreach led by faith leaders will substantially improve current conditions, as many members of the community turn to their trusted faith leaders for guidance, and vaccines are being offered via drive-through and walk-up services in these houses of worship, particularly for those living in a neighborhood without a source of transportation. These are my references, and thank you for tuning into this week's updates. Be sure to follow our Instagram for more updates on COVID-19. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.